Hi, I'm Alec McClellan, founder of BoxxyBall and creator of Boxes, the catch and throw ball game everyone can play. And today I'm going to show you how to set up the game. Going into your heavy duty bag and taking out the parts that you'll need. You have the BoxxyBall ball. You have two anchors for using to help support the game net. There's a left and there's a right. You have the game net itself inside a special net wrap, which is very useful to stop the net from getting tangled. Then you have your game poles. The top pole, pole A, you can see is identified with this eye bolt on the top, and again you have a left and a right. Pole B, the middle section pole, is identified. You have push pins on the top and on the bottom. Two of these, left and right. And the C poles, these are the ground poles that go into the stand on the ground, identified with the plastic part on the bottom. Again, left and right. And we have the heavy duty nail bag, which contains 4 heavy duty nails, which are used to secure the ground anchors. 2 for the left and 2 for the right. And finally we have the guy wires. These are used to secure and tension the net. Again, we have these for the left and for the right. You take the net out of the net bag, you'll see it's still contained within the net wrap, and the net wrap is great because it stops the net from being tangled when you store it inside the bag. And then very simply, you place it on the ground and then you unroll the mat, which exposes the net. So you just unroll the net wrap and you can see the net is not tangled, and so you avoid all those headaches of some games where you put the net away and you dread getting it out again because it takes longer to actually get rid of all the tangles in the net. So this here is going to be ready just to set up very quickly once we unfold it. So, and you'll notice in the net on the bottom side of each end there's an opening, and this is where the game poles are going to go inside. So we're going to connect those and put this inside left and right. And at the top of the net there is also a small opening. You can see it here. This is where the eye bolt is going to come through, and this is where you attach the guy wires to give you the tension later. Once the net is unrolled, ready, the next step is to connect the poles. We have 3 poles for the left and for the right, and the poles very quickly and easily snap into place. I'll show you how. So we have pole A with the eye bolt attached, pole B with push pins at either side, and pole C, which is identified because it has a plastic bottom attached to the pole, and these snap into place very quickly and easily. You take pole A, you find the bottom of pole A, and you can see there's a hole where the push pin on pole B goes. So slide in pole B, depress the push pin, snaps into place. Then at the bottom of pole B connects to the top of pole C. Slide in pole C, depress the push pin on pole B, snaps into place. That's as quick and easy as it is. I will do the same again for the right hand pole. Depress and connect, and that's your poles connected. That's how quick and easy it is. So with the poles connected, we're going to start off on the right hand side of the net, and you can see at the bottom of the net sleeve there's an opening here. It's closed at the top, it's open at the bottom, and this is where the pole will be inserted. So you take the top of the right hand side with the eye bolt attached, and you slide this in to the bottom of the net sleeve. This fits inside this part here, and then you slide it all the way up until the eye bolt pops out at the top, and this is going to be where you secure the guy wire. So we're going to do the same on the other side of the net. This is already connected, A, B and C on the left hand side. Just going to take it over to the left hand side of the net. Once more, opening at the bottom part of the sleeve, it's closed at the top. You take the top off the pole A and you insert it into the sleeve here, and you slide it all the way up until it pops out at the top. And again, that is where you'll connect the guy wire to tension the net. And that's how quick and easy it is to connect the poles and to insert them into the game net. The next part is to attach the guy wires. These are on the left and right hand side of the net, and so you take this mechanism here and you connect it to the eye bolt. Now we do this while it's on the ground, because when the net is set up, this will be 8.5 feet in the air, so that's difficult to reach. So you always set this up while it's still on the ground. Attach the guy wire and then just unfold the guy wires themselves. You can see there are 2 nails here ready. These are the ones for the grass. We use plastic ones when you're setting it up on the sand for the beach. So just unroll the guy wires, getting these ready that when the net's in position, these will secure the net into the ground and help you get the necessary tension on the net. So just unwinding this here, and we'll do this for the left side and for the right side. So this is one side, these guy wires are ready, and we're going to do the same on the other side. And again, these are the metal nails we're using for setting up on the grass. The next part of the setup is to secure the anchors to the ground, and these will support the game poles left and right. This is the right hand side anchor. Both are identical. You can see it's a solid piece of metal here, and these screws here will be used to tighten and hold the pole nice and snugly into position. These holes on the side are what the nails are going to go through to secure it to the ground. So line up with the red marker. This red marker is the center point on the game court, and the net is to be set up right in the middle. So line up the anchor with the middle red marker, and then use your finger just to get a good distance. Is about 2 widths in of this square here, just to be in a good position. So just line up with the red, take it in, screws on the outside, and then secure it using these heavy duty nails. A rubber mallet, some kind of hammer, rubber mallet, is the only tool you need to set up BoxxyBall, and then you're going to hammer these into the ground to secure the anchor. 2 of them here. It's easy doing this when the pole's not in position. You've got more room to actually hammer and hit this. How far do you need to hit these? Well, it depends on the ground. This ground's pretty firm, so you can see this is pretty solid. If the ground is softer, you might want to go in further, and certainly when you set up on the sand, these tend to have to go in deeper. But this is a good position on the ground. This is the right side anchor, and then we'll do the same again on the left hand side. You just want to make sure this anchor is nice and firmly secured. That feels good there, and ready for the poles to be inserted. Now it's time to actually set the poles into the anchors. So we want to pick up one side of the net, and as you pick this up, the bottom part with the plastic cap is going to go inside the anchor. So just lift up the net, just find the location, and just put the pole into the anchor, and then you can just use this screw here to secure the pole. Sometimes the top screw is enough. It depends what kind of surface it is, how secure the net is. You can also use the bottom screw if necessary, and this just holds the pole in position. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, going to pick up the left hand pole, find the bottom of the pole, the plastic cap, put inside the anchor, slide it inside, it goes in very easily, and just use the screw to tighten in position. It's that easy just to place the poles into the anchors. With the poles left and right inside and secured into the ground anchors, then we want to take the net wrap And just gather up and do not throw this away. This is going to be used for storing the net after you've played the game and to avoid it from getting tangled when you store it in the game bag. So make sure you keep hold of this and just put it back in the bag when you're done setting up the game. Then we're going to move to the guy wires. Now, as you can see, we attached these while it was on the ground, and this is the reason. To attach this when it's in position is going to be very difficult to do. So it's already attached to the eye bolt. The next part to do is to untangle these wires for the guy wires. So just untwist them, and then you're going to separate these, and one is going to go on the left and one is going to go on the right to give you the necessary tension on the net. So you can see that these just need to be separated. So just let these cords separate out. And then you're going to take one of the nails and you're going to bring this guy wire out to the right hand side. And this here, this plastic part here, this is the tensioner. This will slide up and down to give you more or less tension on the net. So when you first put these in the ground, the net doesn't have to be tight. You'll make that adjustment with the tensioner. You just want to get these in a position in the ground that's secure, and then you go back and create the tension. So I've got the nail in here. I'm going to separate this out here. I'm just going to put it into the ground like so. And I'm going to do the same with this one on the other side. Pull this one out. Again, we can see the tensioner. This is what's going to give you the tension on the net. So we're not going to do that at the moment. We're going to get all 4 guy wires in the ground first and then come back and tension the net. Right now we just want to secure them into the ground. So take this into the ground and stick it in. This is on the right hand side. And now we're going to do the same on the other side of the net to secure the guy wires. So the guy wires, again, very high. Just make sure that these aren't tangled. And then we're going to separate these left and right. We're going to stick these in the ground, and then we're going to return once all 4 are in the ground to do the tensioning. So right now, just make sure that it's hooked around the nail, the rope, and then put the hole away. Probably when you're putting it into the ground, it makes it a little bit easier. But you'll see here, I'm going to stretch it out so it's going to be away from the court, and it's going to be in this direction of the court, kind of at a diagonal. Put it into the ground, so, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to take this guy wire, I'm going to take it away so that it is away from the court and to the left, and we're going to put it into the ground. So all 4 guy wires are now secure. Once all 4 guy wires are secured to the ground with the nail, then we return to them one at a time, and we use the plastic tensioner to actually give some tension. So we're just going to slide this up, hold on to the plastic with one hand and use the other hand to pull the cord through. And this is tightening up this guy wire. You just want to do a little bit first of all on each one. So that's a little bit on this one. Cross over here. Again, slide up the tensioner. And now I'm going to do the 2 on the other side. And then on the 4th one here. And as you do this, you'll start to see the net getting into the right kind of position. And as you do this, if you've got too much tension on one side, you just release a little bit tension. So it's very easy to adjust with the 4 tensioners just to make sure you get the net standing nice and straight. So just work with the 4 sides. You can check the position. This pole now looks quite nice and straight. This one a little bit more. So this pole looks good. On this side, it's a little squinty, a little bit more tension on this side, a little less on the other side. Okay, that looks pretty good. And that's the last part of setting up, ready to play BoxxyBall.